ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। Hare Krishna. By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. By Krishna's mercy, in the 10th chapter, we have finished 5 slokas. So we understand from the 10th chapter, that is the opulence of the Absolute. We are understanding more from Krishna, about Krishna. How Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So the entire Bhagavad Gita, when we fully, completely understand this Bhagavad Gita, then without any confusion, we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Then we'll be able to worship Him. So that way, Krishna himself is saying, Arjuna, that I'm giving you the most confidential knowledge. I'm giving you the knowledge which is ultimate knowledge. Jnananam jnanam uttamam. So like that, Krishna is repeatedly saying in Bhagavad Gita that this is the very, very important science we need to understand. Because this is only going to help us to solve all our problems, this Bhagavad Gita. It's going to purify our soul, purify our self. And that's why we are studying every day Bhagavad Gita. Every day when we study Bhagavad Gita, we are actually purifying our self, our soul, Atma. So this is a purification process, basically. Because we know that in this material world, we get contaminated again and again. So we need to purify. Like every day, we need to take shower. So take shower and soap and everything we use to purify our body. So similarly, to purify ourself, our soul, we need to study Bhagavad Gita every day. It's very important. And we should be completely free from all kinds of contaminants in this material world. So especially lust and greed, kama and krodha. So they are gateways to hell. So if we are not taking care of ourself, like for the body, for example, we are now trying to find vaccines for this pandemic. We are trying to find vaccine for this coronavirus. And similarly, there are vaccines for different viruses and everything we have. So we are trying to protect ourselves. So we want to help to boost our immunity. So all these things we understand about our body. So similarly, this Bhagavad Gita is the vaccine for this soul, for the Atma. When we have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we won't let these viruses like lust, greed, anger, all those things will come to us, will basically destroy us. Because as Krishna says that there is Durasadam, that is our eternal enemy. So that basically Avrtam Jnanam Etena Jnanino Nitya Vairina Kama Rupam Durasadam. So that is it is Kama Rupam. So it is very difficult to analena. So duspurena analena cha. So duspurena analena means it burns like fire. So it's insatiated. So you cannot stop this fire just by fulfilling our desires. That's why kama rupam durasanam duspurena analena cha. So the only way is that we need to first of all protect ourselves. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita and Krishna, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so these are actually awakens basically. We need to get this knowledge so that we can actually we can get rid of these gateways to hell, because they are the three gateways leading to hell. Trividam naraka sedam, dwaram nasanam atmanaga. So there is kama krodhaga tata lobaga, tasmateta trayam tyajet. So that's why Krishna is saying that we should give up all these gateways to hell. We should not be having all those things. Vita raga bhaya krodha. So yetegi vimuktaha kaunteya. So we should actually get ourselves liberated from all these things. So then we will reach the Param Gatim. So Krishna's abode. So Param Gatim. If we are not getting rid of all these contaminants which are actually these infections which are infecting our body, our soul, basically our soul, our mind and intelligence and senses, all those things. So then we cannot actually free ourselves, we cannot cure ourselves, and we cannot go to Krishna's well, and we will be even going ourselves to the most condemned destination, Adamam Gati. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Krishna's mercy, we are getting it. But it's very important that we need to study and understand the entire knowledge as it is. That's what our goal here is, only to go through Bhagavad Gita, nothing else. Only study Bhagavad Gita and understand Bhagavad Gita and fully understand Bhagavad Gita, and always ourselves connect with only Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. That's it. As long as we may make sure that this is our only goal, then we are going to achieve success. There is no doubt about it. If we get, our only goal is to study and understand Bhagavad Gita fully, nothing else. So if we understand Bhagavad Gita fully, completely, so then we are going to go to Krishna's well. There is no doubt about it. So for studying this Bhagavad Gita, we don't have to spend any money. We don't have to really struggle. We just have to have faith on Krishna. That's it. So if we just believe in Krishna, so Krishna is saying that believe me. That's what. Sometimes we say, someone, if they are not willing to kind of accept what we say, we will say that believe me, it is true, believe me. So like that here, Krishna is saying that many times in Bhagavad Gita, you believe me, it is true. I promise you. And there is no doubt about it. So like that, Krishna is using these words very, very often in Bhagavad Gita. So if we just believe in Krishna, if we just have faith on Krishna and this Bhagavad Gita, and if we get this knowledge fully and understand it completely, as Krishna is teaching, that is the main point here. The very important decision what we have made and what we are progressing right now is that we are studying Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because in order to study Bhagavad Gita as it is, we don't need anyone's interpretations. The slokas itself is very direct and very clear. And Srila Prabhupada also in Bhagavad Gita as it is, even in the interpretation also, he is only quoting slokas from Bhagavad Gita only. Sometimes from some Puranas, Upanishads, but mostly this Bhagavad Gita sloka itself, we can interpret each sloka only based on the slokas of Bhagavad Gita. If you can notice carefully, when we are studying one sloka, we are referring to several different slokas from other chapters which are connected with this sloka. So that way we are only studying Bhagavad Gita only. We are not discussing anything out of topic. Everything is Bhagavad Gita completely. So that kind of understanding, if we get it, all the chapters, all the slokas and what Krishna says, then our vocabulary becomes very strong in all the terms what is used in Bhagavad Gita. So that's why even if a person wants to become a specialist in some subject, first of all, he should be knowing all the meanings and the vocabulary, very strong vocabulary. Otherwise, it's very difficult. For example, if a person wants to become a physician, there is a medical terminology he should know very well. Otherwise, it's very difficult. They need to talk in a different language, in the medical terminology. In that language only you need to talk. Without getting such knowledge, it's very difficult. So similarly, here if you want to study and understand Bhagavad Gita, we need to understand all the terms, very important terms used in Bhagavad Gita. We should become very experts in all these terms like yukta, yoga, karma, all those things, many, many such things. So if we understand all these things very, very like sthita prajna, samadhi, so many things, all this vocabulary, if we understand very well, and atma, paramatma, like jada, this also Krishna is in apara prakriti, para prakriti. So all these things we need to understand about the working senses, jnanendriya, karmendriya. So the working senses, that is karmendriya, and the knowledge acquiring senses, jnanendriya, and intelligence. So like that, we need to understand all these terms very, very well. By definition, it should be there in our heart. It should be there in our brain. We should remember them. We should memorize them. We should understand the complete Bhagavad Gita. So that way, we will be able to fully understand this Bhagavad Gita completely. And once we understand this knowledge completely, then we have no more confusion in our life. No more confusion, no more mind will become very peaceful actually, because whenever we are connected with Krishna, whenever we are studying Bhagavad Gita, our mind is actually very, very peaceful, and we are getting so much happiness now. Right now, at this point of time, since we are connected with Krishna, we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we have no other worries. We are not thinking about anything. We are not worrying about anything, because our mind is completely focusing only on Krishna. And when we study Bhagavad Gita, we repeatedly refer to Krishna's name only. So Krishna's name, it has got all the magic. So this Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just by saying his name, by calling him, so that way we are actually getting ourselves connected with Krishna only. So that's what the pure devotion is developing. The pure devotion develops when we get this full knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Automatically it comes in. So then we will get ourselves even more attracted towards Krishna. Because Krishna is all attractive. Krishna's opulence is unlimited. So Krishna, even Parasara Muni, who is the father of Vyasadeva, and he wrote that Aisvaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yasasasriya Jnana Vairagyayos Sannam Bhaga Itingina. So Krishna only possesses all these things completely. Even we can hear that sometimes in Sanskrit, some Purana, something, Bhagavan, the word is used for everyone, but really it is applicable only for Krishna only. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, whenever Krishna speaks, it simply says that Sri Bhagavan Vacha only. And no place Krishna Vacha like that it comes. It's only Sri Bhagavan Vacha. So that is Aisvaryasya. Krishna is all wealthy. Aisvaryasya. Aisvaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya. Krishna is the all powerful. He is all powerful, all wealthy, all powerful. Aisvaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yasasa Sriya. So Yasasa, Krishna is all famous, and Sriya is all beautiful. So Krishna is all wealthy, all powerful, all famous, and all beautiful. Jnana Vairagyayos Chaiva. And Krishna is full of knowledge, all knowledge. So full of knowledge. So Jnana Vairagya. So Krishna is detached from everything. Krishna is detached from everything because he need not get attached to anything. Krishna is completely detached from everything. So that's what is the Vairagya. So Jnana Vairagya. Sannam Bhaga Itingina. So all these things actually together, all these 6 things, Sannam Bhaga. Bhaga means it is Bhagavan. That's what the Supreme. So Bhaga Itingina. So Krishna is the Supreme Bhagavan. Bhagavan. Van means one who possesses. So Bhaga means these things are known as Bhaga. So Bhagavan means one who possesses all these 6 things is known as Bhagavan. So that's why Krishna is known as Bhagavan, means Krishna possesses all these 6 things unlimitedly. So unlimited wealth, unlimited power, unlimited strength, unlimited wealth, unlimited strength, unlimited beauty, and unlimited fame. And Krishna has got unlimited knowledge and unlimited determination, detachment. Vairagya, Jnana Vairagyayos Chaiva Sannam Bhaga Iti. So that we can find only in Krishna. So that way, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, and he himself says in Bhagavad Gita that he is the Maheswara. I am the Sarvaloka Maheswara. So Krishna is Tistantam Parameshwaram. So Krishna is Parameshwara. Krishna is the Yogeshwara. Yogam Yogeshwarat Krishnat Sakshat Kadayataga Swayam. So he is the supreme master of all mystics. Yogam Yogeshwarat Krishna. So that's what Krishna is. Krishna is everything. If you just understand this point very well, and if you just remember Krishna in our life in each and every moment, so everything we do it only for Krishna, only dedicating our life unto Krishna. So just that way, if you are able to lead a life in this way, if you are able to do everything in Krishna consciousness, so then it is very, very easy for us to obtain Krishna. Tasyagam sulabhaka partha. So you can very easily obtain me. That's what Krishna is saying, that Tasyagam sulabhaka partha. So it's very easy. Very easily we can go to Krishna. So that's what in Bhagavad Gita we are getting. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving us the knowledge to remember him, to understand him, to know about him fully, so that we are getting ourselves attracted more and more towards Krishna. Every day when we study Bhagavad Gita, we are getting more closer to Krishna. So, yata mam prapatyante tam sataiva bhajami. To the extent we go to Krishna, we approach Krishna, we surrender unto Krishna. To that extent, Krishna is also worshipping us. Krishna is also coming towards us. So that way, it all depends upon how much effort we are putting in our life. Because in this material world, there are so many ways we may easily get deviated. There are so many ways. This material world itself is very powerful, very strong. Maya is very, very powerful. So Durasadam. So there is Devi Esa Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. Duratya. It's very difficult to overcome. So, but our only hope, our only way to get out of this situation, these problems, is just surrendering unto Krishna, nothing else. There is no point in talking about anything. There is no need to think or no need to talk about anything. Just simply surrender unto Krishna. That's it. Enough. Just fall under the lotus feet of Krishna. Even Lord Ganesha is holding the lotus feet of Krishna with his trunk, trunk actually. So, with his tusks, basically, with his tusks. So, basically, we need to actually just that way, if we just glorify Krishna, if you find happiness in glorifying Krishna, so then our life is going to be very, very blissful. If you just envy Krishna, if you don't get the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then in this material world, it's very difficult to even think about it. That's what is happening, unfortunately, in our life after life after life after life after life after life after life after. We are keep on struggling and suffering in this material world forever. It's never-ending thing. So this is a great opportunity for us to put a complete stop to this nonsense. Complete break and get out of this cycle, this chakram. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati yaga agayugi indriyaromo. So if you don't follow the cycle of sacrificing to Krishna, so that is the evam pravartitam chakram. So that is doing yajna to Krishna, offering unto Krishna, then Krishna is satisfied, then Krishna is giving us what we need. So that is what is the chakram cycle. So if you don't follow that cycle, then we will get through this cycle of birth, old age, disease and death, birth, old age, disease and death, this cycle, this chakram. So that's why Krishna is saying that evam nanuvartatiga yaha jaha agayugi indriyaromo mogam partha sajibati. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartatiga yaha agayugi indriyaromo mogam partha sajibati. So our life will be full of sins. So that person lives in vain. So with full of sins only in the life. Mogam partha sajibati. All the time under illusion, moham. So we don't want to be fools. We don't want to get cheated. We don't want to be ignorant. All these things are very important things. We don't want to be ignorant. That's the main thing. So ignorance is sometimes they say that ignorance is blissful, but ignorance is very dangerous. Ignorance is not at all blissful. So we need to get the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita knowledge only is blissful. Ananda, Chit Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda. Chit means full of knowledge. Chit Ananda. Ananda means it is bliss. So Satchit Ananda. So Satchid Ananda. So Satchid Ananda. So we are the soul and we get the knowledge, then we can be very, very happy. So we are eternal soul. We are there is no, we are there all the time. So there is no end to us for the soul. It is never destroyed at any point of time. So with that knowledge, if we just get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and connect with Krishna, so then our life will be very, very meaningful actually. So in the 10th chapter, we are understanding that Krishna is saying, Krishna is Anadir, Krishna is Adir, Krishna Yoma Majam Anadim Cha Veti Loka Maheswaram Asamudaga Samartyesu Sarva Papaihi Pramuchade. Then in the sloka, what we studied yesterday, Krishna taught us in the 4th and 5th sloka, Buddhir Jnanam Masammohaga Kshama Satyam Damasamaha Sukham Dukkam Bhava Bhavo Bayam Cha Bayam Yevacha Ahimsa Samata Tustihi Tapodanam Yaso Yasaga Bhavanti Bhava Bhutanam Matayeva Pratak Vidaga. So Krishna is saying that everything is coming from Krishna. So buddhi, intelligence, jnanam, knowledge, buddhi, jnanam, asammogaga. That means asammoga means one who is not bewildered. So asammogaga. So buddhi, jnanam, asammogagam, kshama, satyam, dama, samaga. Kshama, forgiveness, satyam, truthfulness, sama, damaga, that is control of mind and control of the senses. Kshama, satyam, dama, samaga, sukham, dukkam, bhava, bhavo, bayam, cha, abhayam, yevacha. There is happiness, distress, sukham, dukkam, bhava, abhavo, that is birth and death. Then bayam, abhayam, that is fear and fearlessness. So all these things. So that's what buddhi jnanam asammogaga kshama satyam dama samaga sukham dukkam bhava bhavo bayam cha bayam yevacha ahimsa samata tusti. So ahimsa, non-violence. So equilibrium, samatha, tusti, satisfaction. So ahimsa, samatha, tusti. So all these things are coming from Krishna. So mattayeva. So it's coming from me only, Krishna is saying that. Now, today we are going to study in the next slokam. Krishna is going to teach us even more. Like earlier in itself, we studied about the Maharishi and the Suraganaga. Krishna said that. So Krishna is now saying here even little more about it. So, Name Vidugu Suraganaka Prabhavam Na Maharshega Aham Adirga Devana Maharishinam Cha Sarvasaga. That's what we studied in the 2nd sloka of 10th chapter. Now Krishna is continuing here that Maharshayaka Saptapurve Chatvaro Manavastata Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesam lokaimaga prajaga. So how this world is created? So here, what we are understanding, this Maharishis, Sapta means 7. So totally 7 Maharishis. And Purva means before them, before Maharishis, that is Chatvaro. So Chatva means 4, the 4 Kumaras. So that's what Chatvaro. So that's what 4 Kumaras. And also Manu. So everyone is Krishna is saying that Madbhava Manasa Jata. They are produced from my mind. That's what Krishna is saying. We know that it is coming from Brahma. So Brahma, Krishna is created Brahma. That's what we need to understand it. So when this world was created first, so Brahma created first the 4 Kumaras. So those 4 Kumaras actually, he wanted them to create more population. So he wanted them to engage in the family life and create more populations. So the 4 Kumaras are actually Sanaka, Sananda, and Sanatana and Sanat Kumara. So they are the 4 Kumaras. So Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara. So they are the 4 Kumaras. So Krishna, Brahma is created. So that's what Chatvara. Chatvara means the 4 Kumaras. But what they said is that they are not interested in all those things. They were very much interested in remembering Krishna only. So they were not interested in creating the population. So that's what they said. Then Brahma got really very angry. So at that point of time, from his anger, then Rudras created. So 11 Rudras. So Rudra is Sankara, Lord Shiva. Shiva is of course Krishna only. We know that very well. But he was as a Rudra. Shiva was created from Brahma actually. So that way we understand that Brahma is Rudra's father. So, but Krishna himself comes in, even in Devaki's son Krishna came. So like that as Brahma's son also Shiva came. So that's what the Rudras were created. So totally 11 of them. So, and they try to create the population, but they all were so powerful, it was very difficult. The well couldn't withstand their thing. So then Brahma asked them to just go and do some tapas only. So then Brahma tried to create in different ways. Actually, that's why then he created the Maharishis, so Saptarishis. So through them, and also Manu, he created Manu. So Brahma created. So what Krishna is saying here, that everything is actually coming from Krishna. That's what we need to understand. Of course, who gives all the power to Brahma? Brahma is, even when Brahma was first created, he didn't know what to do at all. So he was searching everywhere, but he couldn't find it out. Finally, Krishna only taught him what to do. So then that way, everything is coming from Krishna only. So that's why Maharsega Saptapurve Chatvaro Manavastata Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesam Loka Imam Prajaha. So these seven Maharishis are Marichi, Vasistha, Angira, Atri, Pulastya, Pulahu, and Kratu. So these are the seven Maharishis. So they were also created by Krishna only, through Brahma, of course, through Brahma. So we need to understand. So that's why Krishna is saying, Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesam Loka Imaha Prajaga. So from them, through them, this world, this population, this Prajaga means this population, through them they are created. That's what Krishna is saying there. So, of course, for us right now, we understand everything from what Krishna is saying. That's what is very important for us. We understand that we are not the body, we are the soul. Krishna is telling us very clearly. And we understand that we are stuck inside this material body and we are suffering and struggling inside this material body. That is also very much true. Krishna is telling that also very clearly. And the only way for us to get out of this material bondage is actually to work with intelligence, to act with intelligence. So buddhi yukta jahatiga ube sukrita duskrite. So we need to act with intelligence. So buddhya yukta yaya partha karma bandham prakasyasi. So if you act with intelligence, we will be freed from the bondage to work. Karmajam buddhi yuktagi padam tyaktva manishinaga janma bandha vinirmuktaga padam gachanti anamayam. So if you act with intelligence, so we will be freed from this material world and we will reach the destination where there are no more miseries. So that's what we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita. So how we can gain that intelligence? We can gain that intelligence only Krishna has to give us. So we need to just do everything for Krishna. We need to love Krishna. We need to do everything in relationship with Krishna. Then Krishna will give us the intelligence by which we can go to Krishna. Krishna is saying that I will give the intelligence through which you can come to me. So that way, we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita that everything is coming from Krishna only. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, if we just get this knowledge fully, and again, I'm telling that it's a very small book. It's not a lot. It's just 18 chapters and 700 slokas only. It's very easy to understand, very simple and very easy to understand. We just have to have faith only. For example, in my case, I can't even read Sanskrit language, but I'm able to understand all these slokas in Bhagavad Gita. So that is the beauty of this Bhagavad Gita. That much simple this language is. So that is Bhagavad Gita as it is so powerful. So Srila Prabhupada gave the English transliteration through which we can easily study and understand, even if you don't know how to read Sanskrit, even if you don't know Sanskrit, we can read and get all the Sanskrit language from knowledge from Bhagavad Gita itself. Because Bhagavad Gita, all the words are very simple, very easy to use. So we just have to make use of this opportunity. That is the main thing. So understand all these slokas, what Krishna says, and understand about our own self, understand about mind, senses, intelligence, and the soul, and how they are connected, and what controls what, and how to control our mind, how to make our mind as our best friend. So all these things are very, very clearly explained, discussed in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says everything very clearly. Arjuna is also asking excellent questions. So what we need to do is that we need to just continue what we are doing and make continuous progress, more and more progress, and then simply share this knowledge with others. Sharing is a very important thing. So sharing is caring. So we need to care about others. We really need to help others, because there are so many devotees, they are waiting to receive this knowledge. Once they get this opportunity, they will actually make use of this knowledge opportunity very well, and they will be able to get out of this material world. So at that time, we will get the benefit. We will get because through us, we are making devotees. So Krishna will give the credit to us. So that credit will help us to go to Krishna's well. So that's why it's very important. We are all studying Bhagavad Gita because I studied Bhagavad Gita because a devotee came and taught me. So now I am teaching also. So all of us are getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We just have to spread this Krishna's message. So then our life is our future is in Krishna's hands. It will be very, very nicely taken care by Krishna. We don't have to worry about anything. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished this sloka number 6 in the 10th chapter. Hare Krishna. I will stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji.